Welcome to Insights into Insurance with Tom Sorensen of Americana Insurance Group. All information provided is educational in nature and not intended to be acted upon without first consulting the appropriately licensed professional.
Saturday morning here on KATE, time for another Insights into Insurance with Americana Insurance's Tom Sorensen. Tom, good morning.
Good morning, Paul. How are you doing?
Doing good. We've had a lot of rain the last couple of days. Have you been getting a lot of phone calls?
You know, actually, no. It's been pretty good weather. I mean, it's been rain. Yesterday morning, it was when I got up, or when I was getting ready, I should say, it got about as dark as night, if not darker than night, because you didn't have a moon.
I thought it was 9 o'clock at night.
I know. It was just interesting. So I was a little worried about what we were going to get out of that, but actually it was just nice rain.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Tom, this is actually a very timely email if we want to get right into it.
You bet. Let's do it.
All right. My wife and I enjoy your show every Saturday morning. Even though I don't have one, I'm wondering, Tom, how will insurance work with automated cars? Keep up the great work on your show from Just Curious.
Just Curious. That's a funny name.
It is. Could be Jesus Caricio, but...
Yeah, oh, there you go. Wow. Maybe that's what it was. But anyway, yeah, you're saying timely email. You were telling me before we started doing this show today about something that happened this week. What was it?
Yeah, it was either early this week, late last week. There was a guy with 4 passengers, and he was in a Tesla. And, of course, that's the all-electric new vehicle.
Yep.
And he put the car, it has this feature called Autopilot, where it'll keep you between the lanes with different cameras and maintain speed and all of that. Well, he put it into Autopilot, his claim was, and then it went off the road, it rolled. Actually, people were injured, not severely, but injured enough. And it turns out that actually his foot touched the gas after he put it into the Autopilot mode, so it wasn't the car to blame, so to speak. But that kind of got me wondering the same way. Is, Tom, if we do have these cars that, know when to slow down because they're approaching another vehicle, or they can see a stop sign and know to stop, how does that work if there is an accident, because you might technically not be driving but really a passenger in your own car?
It's a great question, and I'm going to start out with some facts and figures here of... According to KPMG, and KPMG stands for Kleinveld, Piet, Marwick, and Gordeller. It's a huge auditing firm from that. They have 189,000 employees based out of the Netherlands. Okay. They have put together some numbers and things like that. This is what they do also. They do not only audits, but they do projections, and they do estimates and things. Even though many auto insurance experts believe automated vehicle technology could drastically shrink the auto insurance sector, new KPMG research assigns an actual precise estimate of what it's going to do to the insurance industry. Yeah. The estimate is drastic. By 2040, KPMG estimates that the auto insurance industry could contract by 60%.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah. That would include personal and commercial auto insurance. And by 2050, they estimate that the auto insurance industry will or could contract by 71%.
Wow.
By 2050, their estimate will be that we will have a 90% reduction in accident frequency due to the technology making them safer. Which... that sounds great, and I'm happy. I mean, we all want to be safer.
Yeah.
We got loved ones that are in vehicles, and we want them to be safe. The big question, though, is what's next for the auto insurers with that? Okay.
It's got to be scary for those companies right now when they see this technology coming out there.
Scary, nervous, a lot of those things. You would say, well, it's going to decrease the accidents. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, they're not paying out all these claims.
Right. Well, this is why they get nervous, okay, and why it's scary, okay? Because insurance companies hate change, okay? They just hate change, okay? Unless it's really, really good change and change that can be statistically thought out and received, okay, with a history. This is a drastic change. Like I said, they will not have any statistical history to look at and use for actuarial purposes. That is where they're nervous and scared, okay? In my lifetime, I cannot think of anything that will create such a chaotic situation for insurance than this transition going into automated cars, okay? The unknowns. Example, okay, Progressive Insurance,
Yeah.
okay? Progressive is a great company. They basically insure anything with wheels, okay? If they're looking at something that could drastically change by 2050 by 71%, I think that would make you pretty nervous also as a company, okay?
Have to diversify.
Right. Auto insurers will have to make major strategic and tactical changes through this transformation for the automated vehicles, okay? What are the actuarial insurance risks to these? What are the questions? What will be the long-term drop in accidents? How much will auto policies have to cover in terms of accidents? Okay, you were talking about the situation just earlier this week or whatever it was when it happened. Will that be a situation where the insurance company will have to pay, or could it be a manufacturer liability issue?
Yeah.
Currently, an auto accident is just that. It's an accident. It's normally a human error. Okay, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm the one controlling the vehicle.
You're the one that's controlling the vehicle, and so whatever, I can't think of a situation right now that it wouldn't be human error. Okay, somewhere along the line, someone made an error.
Yes.
Okay. What will be the cause of an accident in the future? Will it be a technology glitch?
Hackers?
Right, exactly. Yeah, hackers, I didn't even think about that. Some of the issues currently that they've had some issues with the automated vehicles is weather affecting the satellite imagery or satellite.
Like navigation.
Right, exactly. Okay, all of a sudden snow, they have found that snow is a big factor in disturbing that, okay? Will people still be able to drive their car manually if they want? Sounds like right now that Tesla vehicle is yes, okay? They do have the autopilot, but there is also where you can drive manually, okay? Well, as the transition goes, is that going to be still the same? Okay, those are the things. And regulatory issues. How will the federal and state law change regarding automated vehicles? These are just things that really need to be thought out and seen in the future. So we'll come back and I'll try to still help out on the question that we got here after our break.
Sounds good. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more insights into insurance with Americana Insurance's Tom Sorensen.
Take us out to your ball game. Take us out to the crowd. We sell insurance for most anything. Who'd have guessed that the A-team could sing for its root? Root for good coverage. Americana's more than a name. For its 377 2000 for the insurance A-team.
You'll be singing too when you see what the A-Team and Americana Insurance can do for you.
Let's take it from the top again. I think the rest of you were out of tune.
Back here on Insights into Insurance with Americana Insurance's Tom Sorensen. And Tom, we got an email from Just Curious talking about automated vehicles and how insurance would work if we're the ones technically not driving.
Yeah, and so we were kind of talking about what could be some future potential claims or issues with that. The one thing about it is if you take human error out of the accident, maybe the coverage will fall back onto the manufacturer of the auto manufacturer, the technology manufacturer. Who knows what's going to be taking place in the next 15 to 40 years of automated vehicles. Okay. KPMG, again, the firm that we were talking about earlier, estimates that products liability insurance will increase 57% by 2050. Okay, so what that means is they will have liability insurance for covering malfunctions or glitches or things like that, okay? Now, again, we don't know. Are we going to be always fully automated and we cannot drive the car ourselves at those times? I don't know. We don't know yet, So some of the recommendations that auto insurers should be doing and will need to do is be proactive as far as predicting and develop a clear perspective on how change is needed, and they need to stay informed. They will need to manage their expenses in a shrinking market, because their market's going to shrink as time goes on.
Yep.
Okay. They should already be putting new projected pricing and product strategies into place, kind of like what ifs. Company will need to test what service and products will be provided to different customer segments and territories in the automated vehicle era. Okay. Automated vehicle right now, I'm thinking, ooh, big expense. Okay.
Yeah, very pricey.
So is it going to be only the rich that's going to be able to buy them? I don't know. Those are all unknowns. Okay. So will the less fortunate still have to buy a manual car? We don't know that either, so they will also have to figure out where as a company can they create a competitive advantage. They also need to look at maybe diversifying. Okay, so Progressive right now, all they did was at first insured things with wheels. They went to boats, recreational vehicles, things like that. Now they've just recently started in the homeowners business. Okay, they might have to diversify themselves out some because of this. That would be my guess is why they bought ASI, the homeowners carrier from Florida. Those are things that they got to look at. But right now, right away in the early years, Accenture Stevens Institute of Technology said recently that U.S. property and casualty insurance carriers could see a significant short-term financial gains from insuring automated vehicles. Okay. However, over long-term, once technology becomes better and more commonplace, they will see a decline.
So if I'm thinking about this the right way, I'm thinking that if I am insurance company XYZ and I am right now 80% vehicles, 10% homes, 10% the other things, maybe I need to look at going into that product's liability insurance, knowing that some of these manufacturers are going to have to be able to cover themselves. I'm guessing these companies, the Fords or the Mercedes, I mean, we already have this partway with Tesla, but now you have cars that actually can parallel park themselves, Tom, that we're getting to that point of where's the line?
You are absolutely right, Paul. Back to just curious. I don't have the answer yet for them. I'm sorry. Can you believe that, Paul? I don't have an answer.
First time on the show.
Yes. I can only give you right at this time the challenges. All I can tell you right now is I'm glad I'm not an auto insurer company, okay? Because this is going to be a difficult road ahead for them once this really takes off, okay? You are right. They're going to have to look at diversifying. Could it be that product liability, okay? Right now, that usually comes with a commercial insurance policy, okay? Well, maybe the commercial insurance policies will say, well, I don't know if I'm that comfortable with it. So then maybe the auto insurance carriers might take that portion of that policy or of that coverage and say, we'll give you product liability coverage. Who knows? It's really up in the air right now. But that's a great idea. That might be something that they need to look at. So, okay.
I'm just glad I don't have a hot air balloon business because I don't know about that insurance. Zeppelin insurance from the 1810s.
If you got a hot air business, let me try to find you some insurance for that, Paul. But although you kind of do have a hot air business, yeah. Every time you get on this radio station and talk, you might have a hot air business.
That's what people tell me.
Oh, boy, that was mean of me, wasn't
No,
it?
it's fine. Now, Tom, for people that are curious, maybe it is about looking to insure a brand new car. With some of these features, they're not quite sure what they're liable for when they park themselves. How do they contact you?
You can contact me at 507-377-2000, or you can email me at insights@americanainsurance.com, and also any questions regarding any future shows, or you can go to our website at www.americanainsurance.com.
You've been listening to Insights into Insurance from Americana Insurance Group. All information provided is intended to be educational in nature. Before acting upon any information obtained during the Insights into Insurance radio show broadcast, consult an appropriately licensed professional.